Thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you, Director Ray. Thank you for being with us today. And I know you've been here for a very long time. You know, we have spoken many times about Black identity extremists, and I definitely want to ask you about that today. I understand that the Bureau no longer uses BIE and instead categorizes these cases under the broader label of racially motivated violent extremism. But one, I wanted to know if you guys have really repudiated the whole BIE category, because I know when we've talked about it in the past, it really didn't seem to be that there was much evidence that there were Black identity extremists. And the title was a little longer than that. Something about Black identity extremists that threaten police or attack police. So tell me what's different.
So I found our conversations before to be, very constructive. Way over to technology isn't important for us as Americans, but we only investigate violence and the crimes that go with the violence.
But so under the racially motivated violent extremism, how many African American or Black groups are considered under there?
Well, again, I want to be clear, and in some cases they may have co-conspirators, but
under racially motivated violent extremism? Or do white supremacists have a whole separate category?
Well, again, I want to stay.
There are organizations, and I understand that, you know, when you say you just investigate individuals, I mean, you just gave an example of a group. So I know that there are a lot of white supremacist groups. And so my question to you is about Black groups. And so I don't know, maybe they're Black individuals, but under the category of Black identity extremism, formally, there were organizations such as the one in Texas and the individual in Texas that was arrested. He was incarcerated for a while, and then after being incarcerated and going on trial, he was released. He had activity on a website, and he also had literature when he was arrested. Are you familiar with the case that I'm talking about? We've talked about it before.
I think so, yeah.
So my question is, are there African Americans or Black groups or individuals that are currently a part of the racially motivated violent extremism category?
Well, again, I don't know that I would speak in terms of investigating groups. We investigate individuals, and in some instances, individuals with co-conspirators. And I would say certainly there are individuals who we categorize and track under the racially motivated violent extremism part of our program management, who are African Americans targeting others. So for example, you probably saw some of the reporting about the killing of the individuals in Jersey City, including the killing of the people in the kosher supermarket.
I did.
Those individuals were associated themselves with something called the Black Hebrew Israelite.
Oh, I'm very familiar with them.
That would be in that category.
So let's use that as an example, because I'm very familiar with that group. That group is in several what'd you say? Yeah, well, excuse me, but I'm taking the prerogative of the chair. Using that group as an example, is that a group, because they are open, you know, I mean, you see them on street corners in different groups. They're not a secret group at all. Is that group part of the racially motivated extremism? The group. I understand the act that took place. I understand the individuals, and it's not clear their level of association.
Right.
What I would say to you on that is that we have some investigations into individuals who associate themselves with that movement.
Beyond those two people?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't make